I don't have any music right now, but I see these people just go live and they just talk, and it's like, boy, that's pretty fucking friendly. That's like, because like, I don't know, I don't have a lot of friends, so somebody just goes live and talks and they say anything that's reasonable or meaningful. I think, fuck, that's pretty fucking worthwhile. I'll fucking give that a little bit of time. Now the problem with me doing it is that traditionally I go on and I'm fucking kind of mean and asshole-ish because I'm pissed off. Because I've been pissed off for, I don't know how many years, but years. I've been pissed off for a long time. And I'm still pissed off, but it's mostly under control. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I know that it's sort of like anybody that's like me is sort of like kind of lost, kind of, I don't know, lost, like didn't lose their way, but there's nobody out there, there's nobody out there just speaking basic English, just being nice and talking and like saying reasonable things, reasonably intelligent things. I don't see anybody saying that shit. You know what I mean? Just keeping me company. You know what I mean? Because it's like, where do you start? If you want to have a conversation with somebody, where do you start? Where do you even start? That they're not going to fucking yell at you. You know what I mean? That they're not going to fucking tell you you're wrong. That they're not going to say some stupid shit that's going to fucking wreck your day. I don't know where you start. I don't know where I start. You know what I mean? Me and my wife do a really good job. And we work at it, with each other, but it's not that much fucking work because we both have each other's best interest in mind. You know what I mean? We want to have a nice time, and it's like we want each other to have a nice time, and we all win together. And it's like that's the crux, that's the cornerstone of humanity at all. And it's like that should, could, and should extend to a whole group of people. I'm making dinner. So I'm going to eat both these steaks because I'm doing the carnivore diet. I'm trying to be compliant with it, And these are some Angus flat irons from the old Walmart. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're going to do pretty good here, man. So this is dinner in the back of my truck, and I have to live in the back of my fucking truck 5 days a week because the way the world is. Okay, well I could be pissed off about that, and probably am, but it's like I'm not so pissed off about it. I get to make it a decent living. I get a. It's not as good as it was, The deterioration of the society is evident, And like, that's why I'm on right now, because I'm not gonna fucking not talk about it. You know what I mean? And like I'm gonna talk about it, And I mostly don't. I try not to. I try to stay off the fucking air about that sort of thing. I got this is a beauty, this little fucking Coleman, man. This thing will cook a steak, right? Am I serious about that? Yes, quite I am. And you need to take a look at that motherfucker right there. Look at it go. Woohoo! She keep me warm, come on now. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to take this fucking flat iron right the fuck here. This beauty. You can never go wrong. You buy yourself cast iron the rest of your fucking life, man. Every day, every fucking day. Look at that beauty right there. Cast iron, come on now. Flat iron steaks. I'm gonna just put them on. I'm not even gonna fucking. I'll put the. I'll find some lube after a fucking fashion, but first of all, they're going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'll eat my steaks. I just like to warm them. I just like to give them a little. I mean, I just take a bite out of this right now. I'm not going to because I don't want to gross anybody out, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I love the fucking that, Just stuff them in your pockets and wear them around for a couple days or hours, until they're good to go. I think we're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so let's see what we got here. I think I got some sort of lube for it. I think I got coconut oil. Not strictly carnivore. But what is this stuff? I got bone broth. Let's just put that on it. Let's see what happens. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Sounds delicious. Some kind of fucking bone broth. Let's do that. Okay. I think I fucking got some steak lubrication in here somewhere, man. Come on now. I've got dish soap. I've got salt. Salt's good. Okay, we're gonna go with some sea salt, and we're gonna go with some nutritional yeast flakes for this next endeavor here, right? Let's see what happens. Come on now. Nutritional yeast flakes. My wife got me the that. Look at them. And I got some of this pink sea salt. Yum yum. Put that in your thing and smoke it. But like, you know, so in the old world, people could coordinate, communicate, have friends. You know, we could have a collective. But this contingent of asshole-ish billionaires just slowly took it over and blamed us for everything, for their wars, for their fucking shitty money system and everything. It's like, it's all my songs, you know. It's all my songs. I've written extensively about the fucking problem. And everybody else has too that knows anything about the world. And here we are. Have you cooked steak with a steam? No, I have not cooked steak with a steam iron. Have you? I think it's possible. It sounds reasonable. But like, you know, my parents, you know, it's like they're just living high on the fucking hog and doing whatever they do, you know, good for them, right? But it's like, yeah, well, the world fell apart on their watch, you know, and here I am, you know, like, is this fun for me living in the back of my truck? Well, I make the best of it during the week, but it's like, no, it's not fucking fun. I don't particularly enjoy it, you know. I would really rather have a nice fucking, I'd like to go take a nice fucking steam bath in a sauna and fucking go to bed in my fucking California king bed like a real American. And it's like, man, I have a good job. I have a good job. You know what I mean? And I live in the back of my fucking truck. That's what I got. You know what I mean? Why is that? Why do I have to do that? Well, that's absurd. Well, that's because that's the state of the fucking world. And the thing is to the little guy, like, nobody fucking knows that. Nobody admits that. Nobody talks about it. Now, is it not the case? Because I know people, you got the double income, and you work all the extra overtime, and you just shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? And pretend like it's not, like it ain't fucking hard. And it's like, that's fucking so cowardly. You know what I mean? I've arrived at the conclusion, these steaks look pretty good. I cooked them for like 30 seconds. They're good to go. Yeah. I've arrived at the conclusion that that the highest good is sanity. Sanity. You know what I mean? Like being sane. That's the highest good. God damn, that looks so good. Look at that shit. Oh. That's cold in the center. More salt though. And you know, I went over the fucking, like, Charlie Manson, and you watch the fucking Charlie Manson videos, man, because, you know, it's like, oh, Charlie Manson's the leading voice of hate ever, you know, right? Like Adolf fucking Hitler, right? And it's like, watch the fucking videos, man. Don't watch the 30-second ones. Watch the fucking hour ones. You can find them. Because it's like, why is that guy the king of that? You know what I mean? Because it's like, you got guys like fucking Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy. These people killed, like, I don't know what, like fucking 60 people, buried in their basement, all that shit. I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that shit. It's a psyop. You know, it's just a psyop. It's to terrorize all the dumb shits into thinking that this whole world is out to get you, right? Look, man, here, I'm out. Hey, fuck you guys. There's nobody out there. Nobody fucking cares. You know what I mean? Homeless as fuck. There ain't nobody out there. Nobody cares. Seriously. Nobody out there. You know who comes and fucks with me? The fucking state. I get fucked with by the fucking cops a couple times a year. I mean, I'm smart. I try not to get fucked with, but you know how many fucking Serial killers have come to fuck with me while I've been homeless? Zero. Because it's fucking fake. Like, everything is fucking fake. I guarantee you look into any of these fuckers, it's fucking fake. You know what I mean? Charlie Manson, I'm not going to defend the guy. But if he did everything they said he did, he told some people to kill 3 people, and then those people killed those people, right? Assuming he did do that, right? What happens if you tell people to kill 3 people? Well, they think you're weird and they fuck off and they don't kill those people, right? Because that's fucking retarded. You know what I mean? And like, where's the next motherfucker that got convicted for telling people to kill 3 people, and they were killed with precision? You know what I mean? Not like fucking dipshit weak teenagers would kill people. Well, whatever the fuck happened is it serves the state to create this horror story for you. Just like every fucking horror story and every song that I say, every song that I make, it's like, it's fucking fake and gay. It's fucking fake. I've more or less cooked my steak with a steam iron, by the way, Alice. It's fucking fake. What are you gonna do? You know? Watch his videos. You know? He's being scapegoated. Is he a bad guy? I don't fucking know. He's a fucking... He was rejected. He's institutionalized. You know, they blame him. And I was looking into it to see if there's some kind of CIA mind control component. I think he was an informant after his prison stint, and I think that he was more or less set up because they needed to scapegoat the entire 60s to get motherfuckers to cease and desist from taking down the system. You know, would these idiot flower power fucks have the mental fortitude to realize the name of the game, meaning that it's fucking bankers, and it has been since 1916 or 17 or whenever it was that they retook the American money supply, the monopoly on, and to this day it stands. To this day it stands. They retook the American money supply, which they've had, I believe, 3 times. You know, Hamilton was the big defender of the Rothschild agent in the waters back in the day, in the inception of the country. And I believe that this country was set up to be taken advantage of. I think the evidence bears that out. You have to look. They were doing experiments at a heroin clinic. He brought people to them. I think he's perfectly capable of that. He's not a fucking saint. The evidence might bear that out. You know what I mean? But what? So you said at a heroin clinic, but like, so were they doing experiments with heroin? It's funny because when you get to Bill Cooper and David Icke and people like this, it's like early Alex Jones before he turned into whatever, you know, the Gay Frogs fucking super pro wrestler that he is. Like, what's going on there? Because, you know, I read Behold the Pale Horse before it was cool. I used to hide it in a jacket of like fucking jack-offs and fuck-offs, you know, jacket, book reader. So the idiots around me, you know, back in the day when you couldn't talk shit about George W. Bush or you'd get arrested. I don't know how many people went through that, but I certainly did, you know, after 9/11. And that guy's a fucking clown. Fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Fuck Obama. Fuck Biden. Fuck Trump. Fuck Reagan. Poor Reagan. You know, that poor son of a bitch. Well, I mean, what, you know, and you and I were talking about earlier about the CIA and the LSD, and it's like, if you get into Sirhan, there's a Harvard psychologist who went and took that case apart, right? talked to him, interviewed him, right? Found out that he for sure had been MK Ultra. Like, there was no doubt, because the Harvard psychiatrist that interviewed him was they killed Skinnerd to pump disco in was there. They probably did. Actually, that's a pretty good conspiracy theory that they killed Skinnerd, like, to make disco. And again, what's Manson doing? Flower power, right? Like, fucking man. And flower power might have taken the fucking boat. Like, we're taking the boat with the fucking, or gay with this flower power. It's pretty gay. Let's do it. You know, and it might have done it. That particular, you know, all you need is a unifier, right? You need something to collect the people together, right? You know, and it doesn't have to be great. It can be really half-assed. But, I mean, think about the times. You had Black Panthers. Those people were not fucking around. You had Martin Luther King Jr. not fucking around. Malcolm X not fucking around. Fucking Kennedy issuing actual fucking silverbacks, actual real dollars, not fucking around. Right? Volatile times. Very dangerous to the shadow banking empire, you know, and that's what runs the show, is the fucking shadow banking empire. That's what runs the fucking show. It has been since 1916 or whenever they took over. Man and Creature from Jekyll Island. Ezra Pound knew it. Ezra Pound spoke out against it. Was taken prisoner. They said he was psychologically incompetent to stand on a treason trial because he was on Italian radio speaking out against America, and America is the great Satan. Wrong side of World War II. Why? Because Hitler was not what they said he was. Duh! Mind blown, right? You know what I mean? It's fucking stupid. Because fucking people don't do that. You know who does that? Fucking shitty state systems. Read fucking Mein Kampf. Watch fucking Charlie Manson speak. Like, I'm not going to be an apologist. They can be an apologist for themselves if you fucking... Why haven't you read Mein Kampf yet? Because they don't want you to. Because if you do, you'll be like, fuck, that's a pretty good book, man. Because you know what? It's a pretty fucking good book. Because that guy is the best in that fucking game. And look at what the fuck that guy did for Germany. He turned it around on a fucking dime. What, did he do that with hate? He did that with what? What did he do that with? He did it with the fact that he was actually the real deal. That's why he was featured as Time Magazine's fucking Man of the Year, and that's why Jesse Owens carried a picture of him in his fucking wallet. And they tell you Jesse Owens was snubbed by him. Well, that's a fucking farce. Ask fucking Jesse Owens about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it gets conflated because people think like, oh, you want these people to, you're for the hate. And it's like, nobody's for the fucking hate. That guy wasn't for the hate. You know who's for the hate? The fucking CIA. The fucking American government. You know what I mean? The people that hate you. The people that hate you, the fucking cops, the American military. You know what? They're not my fucking friends. The fucking TSA. That clown. You know what I mean? But it's not like I'm homeless, man. Who's trying to fuck with me? Nobody. It's the cops. The fucking cops. And then I go online and it's any old asshole that wants to try to fucking menacide me to death, which means suicide my mind. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you? You can't. You can shut me up. You can take my fucking profiles away. But what difference does it fucking make? I don't give a fuck. You know? Nobody cares what I'm doing. We're all so fucking pushed far down. There ain't no traction. You know? We just spin our wheels in the mud. You know what I mean? Just spin our fucking wheels in the mud forever. And it's like, well, Though that cuts both ways, because that also means that I can just fucking speak my mind, you know, with no shame whatsoever. No shame. Can you believe that? Just say, I'm gonna get my steak, steak, no shame. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Fuck me, right? I don't care. I really did want that little. Oh, it's on the floor. I'm gonna eat it anyway. I'm gonna clean the dirt off it. But that's the point. You know, the point is like, it's pretty good. It's like dirt for it. Give me a minute. I gotta sort this steak out. It's pretty delicious. I gotta sort that right out. Remember to say something here? Get some breakfast watching. Hey, buddy. What are we fucking doing here? You know, as I was talking to my wife earlier, any collective in this society is poisonous. So, like the Road Fund, you know, or you share your lawnmower with fucking dipshit Jay. He's gonna fuck you. You know what I mean? Any collective at all is poisonous. Why? Is that because people are poisonous? No, it's because they were trained to be that. They were trained to be that by the system. Why? Because it's extremely lucrative for the system to keep you a fucking slave. It's really fucking simple. It's fucking, it's the most like, duh. You know what I mean? Hey, Chris Wang, how's it going, man? You know, it's the most fucking dumb thing in the world. And everybody just sits here and pretends, and we you know, who enforces it? It's the fucking little guy. Like, you were a slave. I'm a slave and you're a slave too. And you're going to go out there and say, well, my slavery is blah, 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 and your slavery is blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And that's the level of discourse that we're going to have. You know what I'm saying? That's the level of discourse that we're going to have. So we cannot find common ground. So we cannot share a fucking lawnmower between us. We cannot even achieve that level of collectivity. My fucking road fund cannot not be corrupt. Cannot fuck me. Cannot fuck with me. Sup, man? There's no level of collectivity. And, you know, I had this idea about people with their families, right? Because, like mine's gone wrong. Everything's gone wrong for me. Everything. I'm black. I'm the black sheep motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's not hard. It's easy. I'm the prime that, you know? I'm up there with fucking Hitler and fucking that guy, fucking Manson, fucking Osho. That's the company that I fucking keep at this point in my life. You know what I mean? That's who I'm interested in. This is literally who I listen to. That's who I like in my mind. I fucking like think about those people, and it's like, why? Because those people are antagonists to the system, and they're not what you think they are. You know what I mean? And nor am I. You know what I mean? And it's like at the end of the day, I would be proud to brand myself with them, but it comes at a high fucking cost for me. But it's like, what fucking cost? They destroyed this whole goddamn system, right? They destroyed it. It doesn't matter what I fucking say. I could talk forever. It doesn't fucking... God damn, these are delicious. I'm sorry, Alice. I'm sorry that you don't have any fucking... What are these things called? Knickknacks. I'm sorry you don't have any knickknacks. This is in can, but the knickknacks... I left my wife high and dry, so I failed at that. And it's like... What are you doing? You know? I was looking at, and I implore that you do this. It's worthwhile. It's like go look at the Charlie Manson, right? Manson's the star of like what? Serial killing? Well, first of all, if Manson did what they said he did, if he did what they said he did, 3 people were killed because he suggested that they should be killed to some idiots. And those idiots went and killed them. Assuming that that's it. So he didn't serial kill, right? He told some people that those are some idiots that they should go kill some people, and they went and killed some people. Now that's worst case scenario for that guy. I don't think, maybe he did, but did he fucking mastermind this situation? I don't know, but it's really, really, really interesting to go watch an hour of fucking that guy talk, because he does a few things. He's very childlike in a good way, in a way that's impressive. He's very honest, and when he's not honest, he's honest about not being honest. And then you see like Geraldo Rivera and all these dumb motherfuckers, right? Just like, you're the villain of villains, and he's like, yeah, because I'm the fucking black sheep. Well, which of you don't know about that fucking experience? You know what I mean? He wanted to just talk for a bit, for a while he makes dinner, etc. Yeah, did somebody, are we good here? What's going on? Yeah, I'm just talking. I'm having my little come to Jesus. I'm not going to play music, but right now I'm just having a chat. Just a fireside chat. Come on now. With Bayonets program. But it's like, okay, so let's review this thing. I talked about this a little bit on the show earlier, right? Here's Carl Jung, and he's talking about the empath. He didn't know what an empath was, right? He didn't know, because they didn't exist. He didn't invent the term yet. I don't know who came up with the term, but he was talking about something like us, right? And it was like, which of us has not had the experience of being taken prisoner by a what do you call it? A narcissist, And it's like, well, if you're empathic, if you're an empath, you have had that experience, because the entire society is a narcissist. Is a narcissistic personality disorder, right? The entire fucking society, the whole fucking thing, all the way up and down, the whole thing, it's dominated by that. Now, being an empath is a type of intelligence. It's not just a type of intelligence. I think it's related to general intelligence. If you're intelligent, you might also, and probably do, have emotional intelligence, right? Right? You know what I mean? So fucking great, right? I'm tired of narcissists. No, tell me about it. You tell me. I can feel it. I can feel it, You don't have to tell me. I know. I can intuit it. You know what I mean? Why? Because I have that. And all of us that have that, it's like how many coals have I been raked? And we're afraid. We're afraid to even talk to each other about it, right? Not an empath, definitely a realist. Well, as I said before, it's like, what's the highest sanity? What's the highest good? And this is what I believe to be true. I believe that the highest good is sanity. Sane. Being sane. That's the highest good. Like, here's Jesus, here's your Christianity, here's your Buddha, here's your Zen, here's your whatever. Fucking, it might help you. That's some ladder steps, right? But at the end of the day, it's sane. And what's sane look like? Well, I'm going to demonstrate. Do you see it? Do you fucking see it? And fucking, it's funny because in those Manson videos, he does the same thing. He demonstrates it. He says little kids have it, right? Because you have to teach them to be insane. You have to teach us to be insane. You understand? We have to learn it. And if we're sociopathic enough, we'll learn it, and we'll shut those rigid parts of us off. You know what I mean? So we can be, you have Anunnaki insight. I know. Thank you. I've been insane a lot. I've been around a while, and you tell me what you mean by that. I've been to Egypt. I've been to the Great Pyramid. I looked up at it, at the wonder of that. I've been in 2 pyramids. I've been right to the Sphinx. I've been Where have I been? I've been some places, man. I've been all around the Caribbean. I built a fucking 90 tons of thermal mass house by hand that I hauled myself and sourced off a property in the fashion of the Zuni Indians that I researched from the library how they built their fucking shit. Because I knew that shit was right there, because their fucking shit was right there. Their pottery was right there on my property, my 40 acres. My 40 acres, it's all a prison. On you know, and the arrowheads and shit on my 40 acres in fucking Zuni Reservation, Arizona. You know, and like I've done a lot, but I've been insane. I've been in the gulag. I've been in the psych med industry. I've been fat. I've been fucked up. I've been retarded. You know, I've been incompetent. You know, I've been poor. You know, and now I'm sort of not poor, but I'm still sort of poor. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I make a lot of money, but it's like, man, I have to struggle for that money. You know what I mean? And I get no help. And Alice is disabled. But we don't believe in the medical industry. We don't believe in the medical system. So can Alice get disability? Fuck no, she can't. You know what I mean? She came from fucking Finland, and she was being held prisoner by their medical industry. So she could be predated on by their system. And that's a fucking fact. That's a fucking fact, and I could give you the details on that. And I rescued Alice. That's not, you know, I didn't set out to rescue her, but that was part of what happened. You know what I mean? I rescued her from that system, and she's free to go her own way whenever she wants, and we're married and we're happily married. But I would like to suggest that my hard work gave her the ability to make that choice, and she can choose not me whenever she wants, and that would break my heart. But also, if that was the right thing for her, I would support that in every way, just like I would with anybody that wanted to fucking work with me, wanted to play ball with me. I would support, wanted to share a fucking lawnmower with me. I would support that shit. You know what I mean? I would help them. I would facilitate that shit. And I would always be above board. And I would always be honest. And what fucking reward do I get for that? Well, very little. Very little, because that's a threat to the system. Because that's collectivity with integrity. You know, because I can bring integrity to the system, and I can teach integrity to other people. That's the core of religion, right? And that's why I'm that fucking guy. You know what I mean? It's the core of fucking religion. The real core. And why religion ever matters, because idiots are idiots, and they need something to bring them together and inform them, because it's like, it's not their fucking fault they're idiots. Not everybody can be smart, but they need something to inform them, to bring them together, to tie them together, right? And it's like fucking the beauty of religion. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking yeah. You know what I mean? And I could tell you what's great about every fucking religion. And I've written about it. I've been that. And if I haven't been that yet, I could be. You know what I mean? But it's like, people like me cannot fake it. You know what I mean? We will not fake it. We will not do that. It will not happen. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm so fucking mad because of the general deterioration of the system. And I should be mad about it. It would be irrational for me not to be angry about it. But it's like, I'm going to blast this out at you, this anger, you know, and a lot of you have seen it. It's like, I fucking have done videos about it, and I fucking just go shit on random people out there because I have fucking a lot of anger. It's righteous fucking anger. It's righteous anger, you know? And it's very well controlled. You know what I mean? But it's like, man, maybe it shouldn't be, you know? They talk about, like, when I was like, when I was in my narcissistic abusive relationship, I was trained from a young age to manage my anger. And these people go out and they talk about managing, these fucking guru types, you know. This is why I'm on. I'm on because of these fucking guru types that piss me off right now. That's why I'm on. Because those motherfuckers are lying to you. And man, I wouldn't even I just pop those motherfuckers in the face if they were in my fucking space. You know what I mean? Those motherfuckers, because they're lying. They're lying. Those Zen motherfuckers. Those dumb shits. You know, they're out there, those fucking, I mean, I kind of have a soft spot for, what's that guy's name? Eckhart Tolle. You know, I mean, that's where I started. And I kind of, fucking man, it's Kermit the Frog. You know what I mean? Just let him, just go Kermit. You're doing a good job. You know, it's Bob Rossing it out there. You know what I mean? But it's fucking horse shit. But for stupid people, it might be fucking square. You know, fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy. You know, it's a ladder. It's a ladder, right? It's a ladder. And down here, this guy up here is your best guy. And you just listen to the guy. And like, if you run across somebody that you shouldn't run into that's on a different part of the ladder, don't fucking listen to that guy. Listen to Bob Ross. Listen to fucking Kermit the Frog. Listen to fucking Eckhart Tolle. Listen to, you know, these guys. You know what I mean? These guys, they're gonna fucking calm you down. Maybe you need to calm the fuck down. You know what I mean? Before you fucking pick up your spear and go out and fuck with the world again. How many of us went through fucking COVID? How many of us watched that shit? You know what I'm saying? How many of us watched that shit? We watched it. That happened. What was that? Because even if that was real, which it wasn't real. The fucking virus was not just the fucking flu. The fucking vaccine was some bullshit. And they told your parents that it was some kind of fucking miracle that, oh my God, and it was just some bullshit. At the best, it gave everybody fucking turbo cancer. And then they fucking cover it. Masses are so indoctrinated. Yes, they fucking are. They fucking are. And the frustration, right? Like, do you feel it? Like, fuck me. Like, banging my head against that. Nobody understands. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, somebody knows. I fucking know. You know what I mean? I fucking know, and my hands are tied. My hands are tied almost all the fucking time. Occasionally, very, very occasionally, I can get enough psychological energy up to push against it, to speak against it. You know what I mean? And mostly it's like I've been drinking, or I've been staying up too late, and I'm extra pissed off. And I'm extra ass. Well, I'm not out here to be assholish about it. I'm fucking sober. I'm fucking happy. As happy as I can be. You know what I mean? And this is another big fucking lie. You know, it's one of the things. I don't fucking talk about it. But it's like, I did the fucking, all that shit that those idiot Zen fucks do. I did that. I did it. To the logical conclusion of that shit. And those motherfuckers don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Those fucking idiots. You know? And it's like I said, it's like, you want to listen to those guys, it's fucking fine. Because they're going to do something. They know something. You know what I mean? They might not know. The ignorance is insane. Now many people who didn't give into the jab are going insane due to the corrupt system. They like it. They like it though. You know, that's the part that kills you. You know what I mean? It's like this fucking system. They like it because they get paid from it. They get fucking loosh. They get whatever. They get Candyland bullshit. They get to go guard the dairy aisle. You know what I mean? Keep you away from it so you can't get your fucking milk. Your basic fucking half and half that you just like fucking half and half. Easy, right? It's like fucking, that's what milk is, right? Not fucking almond milk or gay milk or fucked up milk. You don't need that shit. But they need that shit. And they need to spend 6 hours fucking examining it with 2 carts in both directions to block the whole fucking dairy aisle so you can have a fucking terrible time and drive yourself insane. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why? Because loosh is fucking delicious for those people. It's not for us. You know what I mean? We don't give a fuck. It doesn't do anything for us. It's fucking painful for us to inflict pain on other people. That's why for me to speak my mind is paradoxically painful for me. It's paradoxically painful. Because let's say that I did crack open another person's matrix. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's going to come with a lot of fucking pain. The dirty little secret of fucking Zen Buddhism and meditation is that you might kill yourself. You know what I mean? And it fucking happens all the time. Because these people, when they put cracks in their fucking reality, they get this dark night of the soul, and nobody told them. These Zen bitches that fucking meditate on the beach, they're fucking Satanists, man. That shit. That's what's going to happen if you go meditate, and then you go try to meditate, and guess what happens? You have a terrible time because it's fucking really difficult, and all your demons come out of the woodwork, right? And these idiots that are showing you how fucking meditation they are, they're super pretty lady doing meditation, doing yoga on the beach, right? And it's like that's fucking horrible. It's horrible that they do that to you. You know what I mean? Because if you go and meditate, you're gonna fucking, your demons are gonna come out and fucking take your brain over and fuck you up and fucking beat you against a rock. And the point is that you survive it. That you stand there and get beaten against that rock. But it's like fucking, you know, oming out, being a pretty lady on the goddamn beach has nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It's important. It's an important detail. It matters. And fuck them. I don't care. They can do that. Good for you. You're pretty. You're zoning out on the beach doing fucking fake Zen. Don't know shit from anything. That's fucking fine. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. And you don't know what kind of damage that's doing to other people because you're a fucking idiot, right? Well, okay, that's fucking fine. I'll forgive it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not out there to stop you. You know what I mean? But it's like, who of those of us that are left that came through, those of us that have come through this Kali Yuga, this painful experience, you know, and remain intact, continue to take the beating. And it's a beating if you stand against this system, even just inside your head and you don't even do it out in public. It's a fucking beating. I don't know if you have that experience, but I know I do. And I'll tell you what, I don't fucking like it. There's a part of me that has learned to sort of savor the intensity of it and things like that. But it's like, man, if I didn't have the support of my wife, who's a genius, you know, and we could talk about it all the time, I would fucking crumble. I wouldn't be able to do shit. I wouldn't be able to do anything anymore. I would be dead. I would have killed myself, to be honest, because this fucking world is horrible. Now, it's not inherently horrible. See, that's the thing. That's the trick. They want you to think. They want you to think that that the Matrix is this torture session, you know. I started this Gnosis group, and I did a whole series of Gnosis shit, right? And I started a Gnosis group, and it was great shit. It was great shit, you know. It's great writing. Really great writing. Because I'm fucking smart and I'm good at that shit, and I did the fucking work and I know how to talk about it, right? And no motherfucker fucking bid on it. You know why they didn't bite on it? Well, partially because they don't want the truth. That's part of it. The other thing is because I refuse to frame myself like they want me to. I will not do that. I will not pretend like I'm something I'm not. That's not going to happen. Ever. Ever. I am what I am. You know what I mean? That's why I play live. That's why I am live. That's why I, you know, and it's like, my God, they want to fucking kill people that do that. Oh, they want to fuck them off the stage because that intensity, that integrity, you know what I mean? I appreciate you. You know, Julie M. Smith, you and Jason Brecht, and I think that's about it, my wife, are the only people that listen to me anymore. They listen to my music. You know what I mean? Now, I haven't subjected you to my philosophy, and I'm sorry. I hope you're doing it voluntarily because I certainly don't want you to feel obligated to participate in it. You know, it is my philosophy that largely has taken me down because I've done this. You know what I mean? And I've done a lesser version of it. Usually it's chaotic and it's messed up and it's not coherent and it's not at great length. You know what I mean? It's me being basically ranting, you know, and it's like, well, it's my stage. I just got it back, and I don't have to rant, and I don't have to look like a crazy person because I'm not a fucking crazy person, and I'm not that fucking angry, and I can speak at length. I can take my time. And here's the thing, man. I'm out here. Who the fuck do I have to listen to? Jordan fucking dumbshit Peterson? Who the fuck am I going to listen to? You know what I mean? I listen to Osho. He's still smart, but it's like I've listened to fucking 1,000 hours of that guy. You know what I mean? I've listened to Gurdjieff, and now I'm listening to fucking Manson. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, he got his shit hurt. You know, he's just a kid. He's just a kid talking about being a kid. I've read Mein Kampf. I've read everything. I've read the fucking Bible. I've read everything, man. You know, fucking Lao Tzu. Others listen, but the word is such a mess. They don't focus on the most important thing. Well, tell me what that is. Tell me what that is. I do not want to tell you what it is, and I'm not soliciting that answer. But yeah, I think you and I both know what the most important thing is. It's like, can we focus? Can we together just? Because it's like, do you have to go do 1,000 hours of meditation? Do you have to do a compliance ritual to get to the fucking answer? Can we just fucking calm the fuck down and have a conversation? You know what I mean? That requires leadership. It requires somebody to put their head above the fucking firing line and say, fuck you guys. These people behind me, these are my people, right? And you know what happens when somebody does that? They get fucked up. They get fucked up. Straight up, you know? They get fucked up. But it's like, that's the way society works. Watch a fucking dog pack. Watch a fucking wolf pack. We are that. And we organize ourselves like that. And that is a beautiful thing to see. And it has these lower expressions. But at the end of the day, what is so beautiful about people and other animals that express themselves like we do it's the cooperation. It's that if you succeed, I succeed. If you succeed, I succeed. Alice can succeed. I facilitated a place where Alice can succeed. And I wish with all my heart that I could give her more success. But the hard limit is the rest of the world. She's up against the same limit that I am, which is the rest of the fucking world, the other idiots out there. And they're idiots. They're active idiots. They're not passive idiots. They're active. They're active idiots. They're trying to wreck it. They want to wreck it. They want it fucked up. They like it that way. Any old asshole out there, the first one you run into when you walk off your fucking property is gonna fuck you up. The first one. Like, honestly, my property in one direction is an asshole that wants to fuck you up. In the other direction is two. Those are the first people you fucking come up with. Assholes that want to fuck you up. And they're stupid and they're fucking marginally competent at anything at all. That's how easy it is to find. And yes, I live in shithole Western Washington with the dumbest people on earth. People in Texas are nicer than that. You know what I mean? I've been places where they're better, where they have better expression of humanity. But not much. Not fucking much. Not fucking much. Now, are people inherently bad? No, they're not. But those fucking people are. Those fucking people are, and never fucking forget it. Never forget it. If the world turns around today, do not forget that. Do not forget who at least was trying. Sanity, solution, realism, amazing live music, honesty. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You know, integrity in music, integrity in everything, right? Integrity in your word, in your experience, in your reality. You know what I mean? Now, I'm on here right now because I watched motherfucking dumb shit, fucking boomer, Zen motherfucker going out and telling you how it was. You know what I mean? And on TikTok, I forget what the guy's name is. It doesn't matter because any old asshole can fucking do that, can sit on that fucking mountain. And it's like, man, I did fucking double your meditation. I'm double your intelligence to start with. You know what I mean? Motherfucker. And I've invalidated your thing 10 times over. I could do it. I could invalidate your thing anytime you want. And you're out here basically victim blaming the people for not being able to zen the fuck out and pretend like everything's okay. Well, everything's fucking not okay. And if you think if you pretend like it is, you're a fucking criminal. And especially if you blame other people because they can't pretend as good as you can. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit. Man, that's what I'm on for right now. That's why I'm on. That's why I wanted to talk. And that's why I wanted to talk at length about this. You know, and it's like, I don't get a good opportunity to speak online very much because they fucking take me down. They take me down for it. Right now I can. You know, I've got a brief time where I can speak, where I'm willing to speak, where I've got time to speak, and I've got a platform to speak. But it's not going to last very long, and I don't want it to, because ultimately, if it did, they'd kill me. If I could get any reach, if I could get any whatever, they'd kill me, because I am the thing. I'm the thing that's poisonous to the system. That's me. I'm the thing that's poisonous to the system. I'm the fucking fly in the ointment. And they can't, you know, and they've got us incarcerated all over the fucking planet. Guys like me, you know what I mean? Guys that don't ask for anything back. Guys that tell you how it is. Guys that can fucking stand in the firing line. Guys that'll die for what they believe in. And guys that make fucking sense. You know what I mean? And guys that make sense like I do, doesn't exist. Because they get fucking killed. They get driven insane. They kill themselves. They get on drugs. You know what I mean? It's the most insane amount of tolerance that gets to the point where you can cobble together the wisdom, and then she says, I definitely agree. It's not okay. It's a very cruel world. I don't know I assume that there's probably at least a 20-second delay in the comments. So, yeah, this is one thing I was watching with this guy where I was responding to him, and it's like his shit was like a minute or two later because he had a lot of traffic. And it was like he'd lost context with what he was talking about. So what I started doing in my responses to the guy was including the context of what he was talking about, just so he knew, you know, because I actually wanted him. And it's funny, I'm so disruptive to these people. You know, I knew, because he knew he had a big fish in the water. But, I mean, he just confused himself and talked himself out of it, you know what I mean? Because he's not a real big fish, you know? But he was the biggest fish on fucking TikTok that day, you know what I mean? And, like who would I stand behind? Well, I'll stand behind Osho. You know what I mean? I'd stand behind Jesus if I could fucking confirm he's real, and if I could get a straight fucking line out of that guy. But the Bible's a fucking mess, and there's a bunch of idiots standing in my way. You know what I mean? Just forcing me to be fucking subordinate to whatever they fucking interpret it to be. Fuck that. It's too old. You know what I mean? People think Jesus is going to come back. Well, how would you know it's Jesus? Because your church told you? Because he came on and flew around for a while in magic space? Is that what Jesus does? You know what I mean? No, that's fucking stupid. Would he do that? Would he like stoop to that, like to go ahead and like do a fucking magic circus sideshow to prove to the idiots that he's Jesus? Would he do that? No, Jesus ain't fucking coming back. You know what I'm saying? That ain't fucking happening. Because people couldn't see it if it did happen. They wouldn't know it. They couldn't see it. And it wouldn't mean anything to them. Because what's he going to say? Because if he says anything different than Jesus shit, well, then he's not Jesus. He's the Antichrist now or some shit, right? Agree, it's not okay. Okay, yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just logically, it ain't fucking happening. Well, you know, probably because magic shit doesn't happen much. You know, most of that shit's just made up anyway. You know what I mean? But it's like, metaphorically it's happening, and metaphorically it's fucking by fire next time. You know what I mean? Yes, that's fucking true. Metaphorically. That motherfucker is gonna tear this motherfucker down. But he ain't coming on a fucking silver platter to idiots. Because those are the idiots that didn't understand it in the fucking first place. You know what I'm saying? That's important. And he's gonna come and feed idiots idiot food. Well, idiots can generate their own idiot food. They don't need Jesus's idiot food. You know what I mean? So when he comes back with fire next time, it ain't going to be recognized by idiots. You know what I mean? Idiots are going down with the ship, and you got to let them. You know, it's idiot, not idiot. It's triage now. And most people are idiots. Most people want it. They want to go down with the ship. They believe that the shadow banking empire is their fucking friend. They're menticide to death. They're fucking perpetual children. They've never even taken the first step of growing up. they're incapable of it. That's the thing where you have to have some empathy for them. They're incapable of it. And it's like, I don't even know what to do. Yell at them? Punch them? You know? What do you do with them? They're everywhere. I'm surrounded by them at all times. They can't think good. They can't articulate good. They don't even know. Even if they wanted to articulate, they wouldn't know what to fucking articulate. They don't know anything about anything. And that's most people. 99% of the fucking population can't fucking cobble together a fucking sentence. They can't cobble together a thought. They can't think long enough to be able to create a coherent worldview about anything. They can't even start. They're not even curious. They're not even interested in starting. That's the fucking little dirty secret about those fuckers. You know what I mean? And they're out there running the goddamn... They're not running the show, but they're getting paid by the system. They're getting paid by the system, and the fact that they get to pretend like that fucking matters, and that that's important, and that they can support whatever bullshit the system empowered them to support. But that's not gonna fucking last long. You know what I mean? You gotta be like a child to go through into the kingdom of heaven, right? You know, a rich man will not go through the eye of a needle. You know what I mean? We're not. You have to be a jellyfish. But when you go through, you have to maintain your integrity. It's a fucking Trojan horse. You know what I mean? That's what gets us through. That's what gets us through. And in our lifetime, is there any hope? Fucking probably not. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Hope for what? Hope for what? A shitty matrix? Well, this species auto-generates a shitty matrix day in and day out. Okay, well, fuck me. You know, well, what's new? My whole life, that's all I've ever seen. What am I going to do with that? Nothing. Now, am I going to be happy? Fuck no, I'm not fucking happy about it. Am I going to survive? Yeah, that's what I can do. I can find the things that are meaningful for me to survive, and it's my wife and my dogs, and it's the notion that the matrix itself is inherently good. Nature itself is inherently good. And I myself am inherently good. And even though I have been villainized, and anybody like me has been villainized, we are inherently good. Ignorant and unable to figure out what is going on a too self-absorbed to try. Yeah, absolutely. But so we are can be, and those of us that are inherently good know we're inherently good. And inherently good means that you're inherently good to start, but then you also continue to try to find the greatest good. And I believe that the greatest good is sanity. At the end of the day. Now, you might not know that yet. People might not know that yet, and they might disagree. And you know, I was thinking about the term when people say that something's debatable. Just because it can be debated doesn't mean that it should be, or that it's a valid debate. And to say, you know, I would like to say, it's like find a greater good than sanity. You know, because sanity, as I was talking to Alice earlier today, sanity is alignment with the matrix, with what is, being aware of what is, being coherent with what is. And I believe observationally, not out of faith, I believe observationally that the matrix itself is inherently good. I'm inherently good. Sanity, and being in line with the matrix and with nature, is inherently good. And that the nature of the beast, the dark shadow of unexamined man that will not do the work, which are just children. It's not much more than that. They're just fucking children. They're just little brats. You know, but they run the world. Are not fucking good people. And they need to be fucked up. They need to be fucked up. Not so much physically. They need to be pushed off the stage by people that can fucking outspeak them, can outthink them, and can fucking stand in the fucking space of everybody fucking with them and say their mind and say what's true and what's real and show integrity. And it's like, how many of us do you have to jail before you get to the one that finally you can't afford to jail anymore? Well, you got a lot of people incarcerated. Now you got a lot of cowards out there, including me. I don't fucking enjoy speaking my mind. You know what I mean? But sometimes it happens. Sometimes I come out and speak my mind. What are we going to do? We're going to do the best we can. That's all we can ever do. And as Charles Manson said, one day at a time. You know, it's prison wisdom. One day at a time. Today was a good day. Let's make tomorrow a good day. Tomorrow's today.